So we're wrapping it in between itself each time. So I'm going to get him to hold that up so I can show you how you do it. So wrap, wrap, and wrap. And that way when you pull it, you make sure you dress the knot to where there's no load on the knot itself. So you give yourself some slack and then you'll pull it tight. And this is what it should look like when you get done. Then you can hook a carabiner into here, and that way it's where it's, so the knot's not loaded itself. It's not in the crook of the spine of the carabiner. So you can actually slide this up and down the rope without any problem. And then if you want to load it, you can put some pressure on it, and it'll actually grab the rope and hold it so it won't go. So it'll do in either direction. You pull it up, and you slide it up, take the pressure off of it, and slide it down, and actually pull it. So that's a Prusik. It works very well for climbing or progress capture. Okay, good deal. All right, so we're going to talk about anchors. Anchors can be a lot of different things. Trees are very good. They're abundantly found everywhere. They are very good for holding stuff. They don't move. The bigger the tree, the better off that you'll be using it for an anchor, which will be your webbing wrapped around it. The axles of very heavy vehicles, your engine, your tanker, everything that is really heavy, axles are very good for it. Large rocks, which there's not a lot in the state of Mississippi, but you can find some somewhere, depends on where you're at, the terrain, but they make really good anchors. So don't use a pipe, don't use a water pipe or a gas line pipe, stand pipes or anything like that. They're not made to hold human loads. So, and of course no bumpers. Any kind of bumper on a vehicle is not very sturdy. It will actually give and break loose if you overload it too much. So we don't want to use bumpers of vehicles. So we're going to take another look at the haul system. It's a 3-to-1. So 3-to-1 haul ratio means that one person is like pulling three different people on it. So the load ratio is easy to move. So you got a, say, a 200-pound load, 100 kilos, and you've got your Z-rig, as you can see it again, and we'll set this up outside. They've got a Kroll using a progress capturing device. This is a PEZ, this is another progress capturing device. So they've actually got two in the system, and then here's our little pulley that we're going to be using on ours. So, but the load distribution on that, and then we got another picture of the same one we had to begin with. It's just a crude drawing of it, but it's basically as it can be. Pull, load, anchor. So those are the three things that will be in there, and we'll put all these things together when we actually get out there. So, any questions at this time? All right, so we're going to move outside. All right, so we moved outside, and we're going to set up the Z-rig, show everybody how to do it. I've already done a wrap 3, pull 2 on my anchor, which is the building itself. As you can see, it's wrapped 3 times, and I've grabbed 2 of the legs, and that's what I'm going to be using on my anchor. Wrap 3, pull 2. I've hooked my carabiner up already, gates open, it's ready to go. All right, the knot is on the back side. You never have the knot up front, okay? Knot's on the back side, all right? So we've got that. Richard's gonna hold that for me. All right, so I got my rope laid out. I'm gonna get my load. Now this can be a vehicle over the edge of a cliff, and you've got to get some people up on a skid that's loaded, and you're gonna have to bring them up. Like I said, it can be 200 feet on the other side of a cliff, or it could be 25 feet off of a ravine down there that you've got to get a patient up off to get him back to the ambulance. So he's going to be my load. So we are going to take this. We're going to walk it over here. Hold my for me there. Thank you very much. All right. we're going to get our prusik minding pulley. We're going to get us 2 prusiks. We're going to use these 2 right here. Oops. All right, I'm going to lock this in like so. Okay. All right, now I'm going to wrap these. Just like we did in the class, you keep it nice and open. You can wrap it and wrap it, and then you dress them up like so. Make sure that you move it to where the load is not on the knot. There we go. Just like that. So that's what you should see when you get done with it. Just like that. So we're going to bring it up and we're going to hook it in like so. All right, there's one. Okay. We're going to do the same thing with this one. 1, 2, 3. And if you notice, it's cleaned up pretty good. I didn't have to do much adjusting on it because it's just like that. And I'm going to pull it. Now I'm back at where it was again. It's not loading the knot. Dress it up, tighten it up, get all the slack out of it. And if you'll notice, both of them are exactly the same side. You don't want them reversed. You want them exactly the same way, okay? So one's backing up the other. We hook it. We're going to lock it off, no red. So I've got 2 progress capturing devices holding the rope. Now this in here is already, if I let go of it, you can see the pulley has no load on it. The prusik has got it. It's holding it. He's actually loaded the rope and it's holding the load right now. So I've already captured the rope and it's holding. So now I can go ahead and work on the rest of this rig. And as you notice, if I come over here, about right here, you can see the Z starting to form, just like the picture that we were doing. All right, so a smaller prusik, 1 and a 2. If you want to do it 2 wraps, you can do it 2. It doesn't matter. Just make sure that when you do it, you load it to where it is not on the knot, just like that. It's not on the knot. It should be a pretty good grab. Okay. So we're going to hook this like so. Here's our other pulley. We're going to wrap through here. Get all these together. Hook our beaner. We're going to make sure that there's no red, like so. Okay. And as you notice, there's our Z. That's our Z rig right there. Okay? Set up just like the picture. Alright? So, there's our load. Here's our anchor. Here's our anchor. We've got our pulley, progress capturing device, 2 prusiks, and our prusik minding pulley. We have our grab, our prusik grab. We have our other pulley in the system, and everything's locked off like it's supposed to be. Okay. Alright. So, like I said, this rope can be 200 feet long. I've only got 5-10 feet of cliff or the side of the road or wherever I'm going to be trying to get this haul system to move this patient up the hill. So if I'm the only person here and I've got this set up, I can sit here and start pulling my load. And as you can see, it's not a lot of effort to it. I'm pulling. It's really not a lot of effort at all. Load, load. All right, so when I let off, the progress capturing device grabs everything that I have pulled so far and holds the load. You can see that it's tight. Okay, so I'm going to loosen this a little bit. I'm going to give myself some slack, and I'm going to pull it down a little bit more. Then I'm going to load it again, so it'll grab. I'm going to come back, and I'm going to start pulling my load again. It's still traveling. The pussy's being minded by the pulley itself. And I'm going to stop, and I'm going to let it load it. I can let the slack off. You don't never let go of this road until you know that it's loaded. You still got people or myself holding it. Back it up. And I'm going to load it again. And I'm going to pull it. Okay, so how much time? Okay, and that's a 3-to-1 Z-Rig haul system.